So people keep talking about Prince Andrew's slash Bill Clinton's involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. However, there's just this one person whom people seem to overlook and forget about. And that person is...
FBI! Clear right!
Now, everybody, or practically everybody in the space talking about Epstein currently will mention figures such as Prince Andrews, the Clintons, Maxwell's, the Royals, slash Israeli intelligence, right? However, though, many of them fail to bring up one of the wealthiest families in the US currently, and particularly with Illinois, the Pritzkers, which according to Forbes has over 13 billionaires in its family currently. In particular, we're going to look at the current executive chairman, Thomas Pritzker. We've discussed this a little bit previously when we made our video talking about the U.S. Virgin Islands Secretary's lawsuit. Link for that is in the description down below for you guys. Talking about how he is one of the top richest people in the world involved with Epstein and his subpoena to the U.S. Virgin Island courts as well too, along with other people such as former Disney executive Michael Ovitz. In this video, we'll be discussing Thomas Pritzker's ties to Epstein and list one of the other Pritzkers that also has a connection to Epstein as well too. And with that being said, let's go and get into it.
Who sort of gets ignored in the context of the Epstein case, whose name comes up a lot, is Thomas Pritzker. And there's actually, I think, more than one Pritzker in the Black Book. But Pritzker's been named by victims and seems to come up a lot. And, you know, he's part of the family that runs Hyatt hotels. Oh, no, they're related. They're related.
Oh,
As I note in the very beginning of volume 1 of my book, the Pritzkers actually have longstanding ties to organized crime and were one of the earliest clients of Castle Bank, which was created by the CIA banker Paul Helliwell and one of the lawyers for the Pritzker family, whose name escapes me at the moment. Or you work for the modern mob. You know, I think one of the things that Hollywood has tried to convince people is that the mob disappeared, but really they just rebranded as CEOs and corporate philanthropists. And, you know, I think they're pretty provably still around.
Thomas Pritzker was first the president of the Hyatt hotel chain in the 1980s, and then in 1999, he became the CEO of the hotel franchise, which ironically stopped in 2006, right around the time that Epstein was getting prosecuted and his first charges for trafficking back in, 2005 and 2006. I'm not saying that, there's a specific connection there, but it's definitely hella ironic, isn't it? As it was said by Madam Webb, Thomas Pritzker had multiple Epstein survivors list him for sexual abuse, including the late Virginia Giuffre, who was one of the biggest people in the whole Epstein case and pursuing justice for all the survivors, who ironically enough happened to die after she was, about to come forward about things, and then also, miraculously gotten in a whole accident with the bus and recovered and then just died shortly thereafter. Suicide. And her father stated it wasn't a suicide neither, by the way, after she publicly stated that she would never do that too, just a couple months prior. Now, if y'all want no pre-roll / mid-roll ads, probably like what was at the beginning of this video, then go ahead and smash that subscribe button. We can completely disable those if we hit just 500 subscribers, and we're already at 452. This way y'all can get more content like this that keeps it completely 1,000,000% real with you without all the ads being shoved down your throat or interrupting your wonderful viewer experience. Also, give us a like plus comment, as this does help us to reach the most people possible And not only that, but it also helps people to understand that they're not alone in questioning these shitty, corrupt systems of power that are in place. In addition to, letting them know that they're not crazy or a conspiracy theorist for doing so, because it's completely natural. Especially with the vast amount of evidence to prove that these positions of power are very worthy of our distrust. Now, according to Whitney Webb in her book, One Nation Under Blackmail, on the 45th page of the most well-known of the 2 Epstein Black books are Thomas Pritzker and Nicholas Pritzker. You could definitely say that Thomas Pritzy and Epstein were more than just somewhat acquainted. Here's why. Epstein had listed 2 addresses, 1 email, and 12 phone numbers. Quite a lot, isn't it? Oh no, not at all. Well, here's what some of them were. One was Tom's main office number, and then it went to one of his farm's phone numbers, and it even went to his emergency contact number. The 2 were obviously just a little involved with each other. Now, if y'all do a little math, like no degree holding Epstein apparently was somehow so good at that he miraculously got a job at a prestigious school as a math teacher, you'd be able to figure out it was for one of a few things. Now, in connection with somebody who owns such a large hotel franchise like Thomas Pritzker, those would be 1, money laundering / cover-ups, because Epstein was very well known at that time to be very good at those in the elite sphere of the world. Or 2, it would be, a place that Epstein could perform these trafficking operations at, and any number of his associates, whereas, it'd be a lot easier to cover them up there at the Hyatt hotels, given Thomas Pritzker was the CEO of them, and having vast sums of money as well too at his disposal to help with that, as opposed to, random run-of-the-mill motel chain. Especially whilst Thomas Pritzker, was the CEO and executive chairman of the Hyatt Hotel franchise from 1999 to 2006, when Epstein was fairly upcoming in his money laundering and trafficking schemes. Now that's going to be it for today, my dudes. As usual, if you guys did enjoy, again, please don't forget to, smash that sub button and give us a like plus comment. It does help us out quite a bit, and it gets us to being closer to not having these fucking annoying ass ads shoved down your throats at the beginning or midway through our videos, as well as, letting people know they're not crazy for questioning these shitty, corrupt systems they live in, and that, it's okay and completely natural to do so, especially when they're so obviously and very undeniably corrupt. Also, if you guys did make it to this point in the video, go and leave the phrase "give us the list" in the comment section down below to let me know that you made it to the end and that you guys are part of the 1,000,000% tribe. Because, there's no reason why we shouldn't have justice being served or this list out that's, existing. Because the FBI and these justice departments, or just us departments as I like to call them, they've created a list one way or another. But bare minimum, prosecution should be happening. Also, if you guys would like a more interactive experience with us, come join us live every Wednesday and Friday from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time, where we tell you guys all about the conspiracy facts and also play a variety of games afterwards, such as Pokemon Unite, Fortnite, etc. Whatever really floats the mood, you feel me? Either way, though, my dudes, I appreciate you guys very much for being here. Thank you, much love, and until next time, please don't forget to live long and prosper, take care in peace, keep it 1,000,000% real, and as always, fuck the system. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Z-Trip.
People of this country, and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flag.